Milley and Zaluzhnyi. 8 facts about their friendship. 1. The two generals talk several times a week. Mark Milley is a retired U.S. Army general. Valery Zaluzhnyi is a Ukrainian general and commander-in-chief. The two have formed a close bond since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. They talk every week, sometimes 2 or 3 times. They speak through an interpreter on a secure line. Each call is pretty much the same. Zaluzhnyi fills Milley in on what is happening on the battlefield. Milley shares U.S. intelligence in return. Then they dive into what Ukraine needs for the next month or 2. There are still occasional disputes.
I always argue with him.
Zaluzhnyi says. 2. They got off on the wrong foot. After Russia invaded, Zaluzhnyi called Milley. He said that Ukraine had a handful of functional aircraft. Zaluzhnyi urgently asked for more. By the end of the conversation, he felt like I was talking to myself. He didn't speak to Milley for a whole week, but he quickly realized it was a mistake.
Frankly speaking, due to my youth and stupidity, I admit that it was my mistake.
3. They have an inside joke. Zaluzhnyi is 50 and Milley is 65.
He's an older man, but he's cool.
Zaluzhnyi once said, the two men regularly joke about Milley's age. It's a sign that Zaluzhnyi feels comfortable around Milley. 4. They once had a fight over fighter jets. Russian troops surrounded Kiev at the start of the invasion. Zaluzhnyi requested air power support from the U.S. Milley asked for an intelligence report on Ukraine's aircraft fleet. He needed to know where each plane was. The Pentagon had concerns about Russia's response, but Milley pushed back by presenting the inventory aloud. Then there was an awkwardly long silence. Zaluzhnyi claimed the numbers were wrong.
I was stubborn, just like he was.
He said.
But he was smarter, and I was dumber. In the end, I gave up.
The verdict on who was right remains unclear, but Milley brushed off the debate.
He is a human being.
5. Milley asked Zaluzhnyi a personal question. They had a conversation shortly before Putin's invasion. Milley veered away from professional matters. He asked Zaluzhnyi about the whereabouts of his family. He wanted to know where they would be in case of a full-scale invasion. Zaluzhnyi said that his wife and children would stay in Ukraine. He revealed that one of his daughters would tend to the wounded. Another would be in the military.
That's when I said, wow.
Milley recalled. 6. The generals met in person in Poland. They met for the first time in January 2023 at the Polish border. They spent hours going over battlefield maps. The meeting was professional and productive, but Zaluzhnyi later regretted its formality.
We could have met as good friends.
7. Milley invited Zaluzhnyi to come to the U.S. Milley encouraged Zaluzhnyi to pay him a visit after the war. He offered him to earn an honorary degree from the U.S. Military Academy. Zaluzhnyi promised to put up a bust of Milley in Ukraine. 8. Their working relationship is officially over. Milley retired from the Joint Chiefs of Staff at the end of September 2023. Zaluzhnyi now needs to establish rapport with his successor. The Ukrainian general and Charles Q. Brown Jr. are yet to speak.